gentlemen. It's with a heavy heart and sad news to report the passing of legendary wrestler Sabu. All right. Hello, and everybody. Welcome back to the filler segment. I'm your host, Brian, along with my tag team partner, Will, the real deal, Richmond. I will thank you for tuning in. Today's episode, we will talk about the state of AEW. This wrestling Twitter beef between two different wrestlers and two different promotions. Ricochet and the young OG.
Yeah, it's getting heated, or it got heated.
And I want to talk about who is the real GOAT of wrestling. They said John Cena's the GOAT, but we want to get our take on who is the GOAT. And we'll talk about last night's Backlash. Before we crack on today's episode, just a reminder how you can support us on the podcast. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and Twitch. All right, Will, we are back, baby. Finally.
Ready to get to it. Oh, God, the Dr. Pepper, the barbecue water.
I had to get the Dr. Pepper. This is an anti-Pepsi household.
Come on, man. I know why, but come on, man.
I'm sorry. He's anti. Not allowed in my house. But
that and the real American beer will never cross the threshold,
huh? Nope. Yeah, but it's talking heads out here about AEW this, AEW that. They're not in the big arena, the way blah 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 blah. But so lately they will be going to 2300 Arena to do a multiple show. Like they did this last year too in Texas, but I think they only did Collision there.
You're right. Yeah, they only did Collision.
They only did Collision, Ring of Honor too.
Yes, and then when they were in Detroit, that arena looked similar to 2300, the venue they just did in Detroit. When my main man Rhino showed up, for when they did Dynamite and Collision there. Here's my thing. I don't mind them moving to smaller venues as long as you pack the fans in there and you put on a good show. The venue size doesn't matter. Like, people got to realize AEW is still a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as how long they've been around, and they're growing. Like, because if you remember, and of course I know you do, they did everything at Daly's Place for the longest time before they started really going out on the road. People got to give them time. Man.
They were on the road. Then COVID happened.
Then they went to Daly's Place for COVID, yeah. But
they never just started off at Daly's Place. They started off on the road right away.
You're right. I'll stand corrected. I'm sorry. But at the same time,
TNA did.
Yes. At the same time, though, man, like AEW is still not even 6 years old, 6 years old. Like
6 years old now.
Dynamite's been running longer than Nitro right now. So just give them time, man. People, wrestling fans, they can be fickle, they can be impatient, and I think because we had 20 plus years of like one company dominating the industry and the TV and pay-per-view, that's just what the people are used to, man. Like, you got to give TK some time, man. Like, I know that I've had some semi-negative things to say. I've also had some positive things to say. But when you really like get, when it boils down, man, AEW is still really young. If you go back to the early stages of like when the old man took over WWF from his old man, they weren't doing a whole bunch of big arenas. They were like NWA. They had a little studio, probably put about 250, 300 people in there, and then it grew. So you just got to give them time, man. Like I'm really upset with how impatient and how fickle wrestling fans get about crowds. Like they're selling tickets, they're doing well enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're still going. The pay-per-views are doing very well attendance wise. So I mean, like, what's the gripe?
I don't know why. It's the internet. It's the internet.
It is. It's the people who are in the basements.
So this is what I say. This is how I think about it. Overseas wrestling fans are wrestling fans. Probably 75% of United States wrestling fans are WWE fans.
That is fair to say.
Yeah. So I think that's what they get most of their gripes from the United States.
The E-drones is what they call them on there.
So,
they call them on the internet.
I mean, I like WWE. I like AEW. I like it all. But look, they go to Mexico, sell out within 24 hours, and that's like 17,000, 18,000, and 16 to 18, whatever, in the arena of Mexico.
Yeah,
in Mexico City.
They go to London. They do really well.
So they're going to London now. O2 Arena for Forbidden Door. It's already sold almost 15,000, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's almost full because I don't think O2 is. I don't think O2 is 20 plus. If it is 20 plus, then them selling them at 14 or wherever they're at, somewhere between 14 and 16, that's still really good. Because Forbidden Door isn't what for another. When is Forbidden Door?
I think it's the summer sometime.
Yeah. That's their big summer event. So
or summer. Hold on, I have it right here, but because
they still got time to fill it up though.
Yeah, shout out to WrestleTix because I got their I paid $2 a month for the Patreon just so I could have their get the first access to it so I can look because I'm tired of people. I have to argue with people, and they'll be in Chicago.
Yeah,
the eve before my birthday, this Wednesday.
Yes.
I think right now they're putting about 4,500 people in the.
That's gonna be at Wintrust, right? Because when they go to Chicago, they either do Now or they do Wintrust.
They're at the Now.
Okay.
So they just started opening up the upper deck for it. So if those sell, I think.
Yeah, now holds like 10, I think.
8,600.
Oh, 8,600. Okay, full capacity.
Probably like, or I think. Let me see. Hold on.
For a wrestling show, though, you got to account for like the ring, and then when they put the seats on the floor, so it could be close to 10. I know if it's 86, they could probably pack 10 in there if you seat it the right way.
When they did All Out last year, they did 8,600.
Okay, and that's good for that place. I've only been in Now Arena once. That was years ago. My brother had a state playoff game there, and it's a decent size arena. It's a decent size arena. Like it would be similar to when you went to what was that, Revolution, right? At USC, on campus at USC.
Rebellion.
Okay, yeah.
Revolution AEW.
Revolution is AEW, yeah. So Rebellion, the venue for Rebellion and Now are fairly close in size for capacity.
Well, TNA said it was a sellout.
I mean, but you know why? Because they got WWE names.
They didn't sell out. It was not sold out.
Oh well, no, yeah. Because I remember you sent me video.
Upper Deck is
just like blank.
They had some people, but yeah, it's not a sellout. But they're also going to OVO in Hydro in Glasgow for a Dynamite Collision.
Nice.
So yeah, it's in August. It's going to be Forbidden Door. So they're going to do a Collision and a Dynamite. But I just think overall the company's in a good place right now. That's my take of it.
I agree.
Got a Max deal.
Except for one guy. We'll get to him in a minute.
So we have TBS deal. We got TBS TNT. We got Max. They're getting a lot of. So I think that between both now, the reports is they're getting over a million plus viewers now.
Plus Triller too, because they're still putting pay-per-views on Triller, and
that's just for pay-per-views though.
Yeah.
They just opened up on Max the 2020. They at first when they came out, they stopped the last Dynamite, old Dynamite, like on the catalog.
Yeah.
Before COVID. Now they actually have COVID Dynamites on there.
Nice. I mean, and it takes a while to get that stuff on there. Like it'll grow gradually because if you remember, like when WWE Network first kicked off, they didn't have literally everything. The library kind of grew with time. So I think that's gonna happen with Max and AEW. And I can't wait, man. I love going back watching the old stuff just to see like the evolution of those who are still there and those who have, gone on to do other things. But eventually they're gonna get, the library that they have is gonna be, completely on Max. And that's great, man. Like I'm really glad that they got that streaming service. And for people who aren't really, fully familiar, they can get caught up. But it'll grow. But I completely agree with you. They are in a really good place right now. They still got some kinks to work out, but I mean, like I said,
so does WWE.
Yeah, they got more kinks than AEW does because they've been around longer.
And they're getting
developing new kinks.
So this is what we said. We always said AEW was top heavy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
No, it's really starting to balance out.
You know what? Who is? WWE is now.
Oh, 100%.
Because they're signing all the guys that went to AEW after they got fired.
He's doing
4 or 5.
They're doing the same thing that Tony Khan was doing.
Yeah.
Like people's contracts are expiring and they're going back, and then people in WWE's contracts are expiring or they get released and then they're going there. And I get it because it's an exposure thing. It's an exposure thing. Like, okay, I don't work for WWE no more. I still want to be relevant. I still want to get my name out there. How do I do that? Where are the second most set of eyes that could, recognize who I am? So I'm going to go there. And from what I understand, the money ain't that bad either.
No, but what's these plans with Rusev, Aleister Black? I mean,
it's still, for me, I think it's still too early to tell because they've only been back a couple weeks.
But you're gonna put him in there with Otis, really? I mean, like,
yes. I mean, I would, because you establish dominance that way. You don't want to put him in there against Tozawa for 2-3 weeks. That's
so. I think every time there's been like 2 or 3 wrestlers that came back. I think Andrade was one of them. Whatever. Mm-hmm. They all destroyed Otis.
Yeah, Otis is definitely the sacrificial lamb. No pun intended. He's a little bigger than a lamb, but he's.
Oh, you talking about the former Money in the Bank winner?
Yes, you can't erase history.
God, man, I didn't care if he won or not, but it's just like
I care because it was terrible.
Then you gave it a Miz. That was like the waste of a Money in the Bank year. That's what I meant. Was.
Yeah, and then Miz wins and then loses to Bobby Lashley. Like what? 2 weeks later?
A week.
Well, I thought it was 2. Either way, it wasn't a long.
The next week.
It wasn't long, wasn't memorable at all. But it's something else for the Miz to add to his resume.
Yeah, so they're putting more pay-per-views out now. At first, remember, they were only doing once every 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they almost got one every month now.
It's looking like that because the roster is growing, the product is growing. They're getting more money to do so, to pay those fees to use these arenas and stuff like that. So, I mean, and the same thing happened with WCW. Like when WCW broke away from the NWA and became WCW on their own, it was only like Super Brawl, Fall Brawl, Halloween Havoc, Bash at the Beach, Great American Bash. And then we got more. They were doing one a month. And thanks to Eric Bischoff, probably the best thing he ever did when he was at WCW before he pretty much food poisoned it. He was trying to compete. And this is pretty much the same thing that TK is doing. But people give him so much shit because of how he's going about doing it. My only problem with TK, and this has been my only problem with TK, I feel like he just needs more help with booking and the writing, and you know what I'm saying? Like, American fans like storylines, and the stories from AEW, like, he has storylines, but he's not doing anything long term yet. And I feel like once he gets there and they get that ball rolling, then they'll really be able to compete.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think they're Bryan Danielson's there helping him out back again.
Great mind to have, man. Great mind to have.
Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. The Swerve storylines have been good. Tony Storm. Tony
Storm's been the best part of AEW for me. She's my bright spot for AEW.
Yeah, so I just think they're in a good place right now. That's mine and your take on. Yeah, don't say about ticket sales when New Japan Wrestling, his pro wrestling's comes to the United States not very often, right?
Right.
They go to Ontario, California, and only sell half the tickets they put out
because nobody's familiar.
Stay away from them. Go to Chicago. Stay in Chicago. Go to Philly, or go to New York. Stay away from California.
Yeah, I mean, but I get it because there's a pretty decent sized Asian demographic in California, so they're trying to, reach that. But you got to reach like hardcore, true to life wrestling fans, man. New York, Philly, Chicago, all the cities where you get those super tough crowds where they really, really love it, where they really love the product. That's where you got to go.
Yeah, so just stay away from Ontario, California at first. I think that's where the Young Bucks
go to the Bay. Go to San Francisco. Go to Oakland.
They do. When they go to the Bay, they do pretty good because they have a show up there. It's called something Battle of the Bay or some crap like that. They do a show up there. But yeah, okay. So all right, guys. We talked about our state. Look, now let's go right back to it since we're talking about AEW. We're going to talk about WWE a little bit. Let's talk about this Twitter feud between Ricochet and the young
Mr.
OG.
Javon Evans is my guy. He's probably my favorite on NXT right now. I saw some video of him. I woke up super early this morning before I went to work, and there was some video of him as a heel on the Indies, and he was talking trash to the crowd. Like, I see where he gets, where it came from when he was beefing with Trevor. But yeah, man, like if that dude ever turns heel, it's gonna be a problem. Like he's young, the dude he got a smart ass mouth. Let's just call a spade a spade. Javon Evans got a smart ass mouth, and I enjoyed it though. Personally, I enjoyed it because I feel like Ricochet seems like that bitter ex right now.
No, really, he left it on his own. He could have stayed.
He did leave on his own, but at the same time, it's like you're constantly coming at people from where you left when you had the option to stay.
I think he was I think that was the only guy. That's the only guy. That's the only time it happened. He
said some other stuff. Not to like on Twitter. Not to anybody directly, but he's throwing shots.
Well, he had to delete his tweet,
and
now they had to have media training at the Performance Center because of that. Now he got heat on other wrestlers down in NXT. That's not good.
Yeah. I mean, but lesson learned, man. The dude is 20.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? He's going just. I don't want to see what happened to Patrick Clark. I don't want to see that happen to Javon Evans because Patrick Clark was just as young when he first got there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that had a lot to do with his downfall with the company because he was so young and he hadn't fully matured yet. But the fact that this is the measure that they're taking with the media training instead of just like punishing him. I mean, they might still punish him on TV. He might go through a losing streak or whatever the case is. But this is a teaching moment, and who better to teach him than somebody who needed media training his damn self when he was in his prime?
Well, yeah, they didn't really have media training then.
No, they didn't. But Shawn Michaels
because they didn't have social media then.
Exactly, but if Shawn Michaels was in his prime now, if he was DX Shawn today, he would definitely need that same media training. Is what I'm alluding to.
Yeah, but that's probably not coming from Shawn either. That's probably coming higher up, so
Yeah, but since Shawn is like the guy down there, I'm pretty sure.
Especially after he called Tony a crackhead and stuff. So that's one thing.
Yeah, that was that wasn't cool.
I can see him ragging on Ricochet the whole time.
But leave the boss out of this. Tony ain't do nothing to him. Whatever Tony does in his spare time is whatever Tony does in his spare time.
I doubt he does cocaine, man.
Whether he does or doesn't, that's his business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Damn sure it ain't got nothing to do with Javon Evans.
I know, but I'm just saying. I know it's funny and everybody because he gets on the mic and he gets all excited. That's why he's like that. Because he's excited about pro wrestling. He gets excited. I know. But
like everybody, just like the rest of us.
Tony didn't do nothing to Javon. He was catching strays for no reason.
Yeah, he was. Tony be catching a lot of strays since, you know what I'm saying? He's catching a lot of strays.
And usually he doesn't say anything.
No.
He did say something to Bischoff one time on Twitter.
Well, yeah, because Bischoff is like the grumpy old man, and he came at TK for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Like, you might not like what he's doing because he's doing what you did slightly better.
Yeah,
slightly better. It's not a big margin. It's like a 1-point win, but slightly better than what Eric Bischoff is doing.
He had a billionaire checkbook at first. We're gonna write checks, but you and Vince so ran into the ground.
Sure did.
And Tony brought you in a couple times to do a couple spots within the show. And you just mad he didn't give you a full-time job. That's what it is to me.
Yeah, because he saw what happened. Like, look, I'll bring you in for a little bit, but you can't stay. You can hang for a little bit, but you can't stay. When the kids go to bed, you got to go.
And he wants to be friends.
You got to go.
First, I didn't like him. Second, I really don't like him now because he hangs out with the red and yellow man.
Yes, and that damn podcast that I'm not going to listen to.
Why is red and yellow like colors a wrestling thing? I've seen a lot of look. I know. Daniel Garcia's gear for a few weeks was red and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like who else? Macho Man.
Well, Macho Man was because he was paired with him though. That's the whole Mega Powers thing. Macho Man never really wore the same colors a lot anyway. He was
I've just seen it
Always
like
switching it up.
a lot in wrestling. That's what I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
TNA, yeah. Look at the colors. TNA, red and
Right.
yellow.
That's more gold though. That's more
Yeah,
gold.
it is. And
Yeah,
he better never step foot on it in there ever again. I
I
will
don't
stop
think he
watching
will.
it.
I don't think he will.
I know if I will never watch anything that has to do. And I don't like Bischoff already, and he's still pairing up with that guy, even though he's a known racist. Just doesn't sit right with me.
Not at all. Not at all.
But okay. Talking about that, man, I just think it's a childish Twitter. Ricochet probably. I don't know who. I can't remember who said something first.
Me neither.
Because I went back on Twitter to look at it, and it was already deleted. That's why. And all I could see is Ricochet's replies, and I couldn't see what Javon said. So I just got the screenshots, whatever. But hey, it is what it is. Teaching moment.
100%.
Keep it moving. Like it.
Learn from it. Grow. Get better.
But I hope Javon never decides to leave or has to leave WWE.
Because if he does,
he will not have a. That's just like what's his name? Jinder Mahal. He can't work in AEW either because he said something about Tony Khan before.
Right. I mean, MLW cuts a nice check, so that might be an option.
I don't know about that, but
they cut a nice check. They not.
I mean,
he's struggling.
He's gonna get it because it's a bigger name. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're gonna have to pay. Hammerstone's back in there full time,
and you still got the indies too. So you always go back there and make a name for yourself.
So you know, I was noticed. And Hammerstone. Before we get into our next segment about that, I just wanted to put this. Hammerstone. He was like not in shape when he was in TNA.
No,
he admitted it. So he's back in shape, loving it again.
Which is good. Yes, because I love me some Hammerstone. Love me some Hammerstone.
Needs to be the face of MLW again. That's a good spot for him.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and well, I'm gonna tell you right now. These MLW, TNA, they better watch out. They better watch out for one promotion I'm gonna tell you about right now. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
Oh yeah, Scott D'Amore. Yeah, and it's because of Scott D'Amore. It's because of Scott D'Amore. Like
they're starting to run more shows now. Last night they had a show. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
I might watch it.
Try to watch it tonight.
Josh Alexander is the champion now.
My guy.
They had a lot of people on that card last night.
Yeah, I looked at it. It looks like it's going to be a good card. I'm probably going to end up watching it before I go to bed tonight. But yeah, man, Scott D'Amore is an awesome wrestling mind. I'm still pissed off that TNA let him walk.
I wish Tony would get a job with Tony. You know who's working backstage now?
For Maple Leaf?
No, for AEW. Josh, what's his name? He used to be announcing for TNA.
Yeah, I can't think of his last name, but I know who you're talking about.
He did the Tough Enough with WWE.
Yes, I almost called his ass Josh
Matthews.
Yes.
He's working backstage now.
Good.
Yeah.
Gotta just bring in some more, some experienced people behind the scenes, man. Like I know he tried to, like with his producers and road agents, at first he had some guys that were kind of, almost out of touch, but that's just to help get him started. As guys retire and look for stuff to do, like Christopher Daniels, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to bring guys like that in who are not too far removed from being a competitor, like kind of how like Aldis is doing and how Scrap Daddy's doing. The role that Bryan Danielson is in with him right now. You got to get, it's just like any team. If you want to be successful, you got to have that good mix of young talent and veterans, even behind the scenes.
And the Canadians, if they stay in Canada, doing shows in Canada, oh my goodness, man,
they're gonna clean up
because they already a lot. Canadians love wrestling.
Yes, thank you, Stu Hart.
Yeah, and
Jack Tunney.
Fans are gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really think they've had, except for I think was Border City Wrestling. It was on the Detroit and Canada. Or I don't think it's Toronto. Windsor.
Yeah, because Windsor is like the only part of Canada that's like south that you got to go south.
they used to, that's where the Motor City Machine Guns got their start at.
Mhm.
And I mean, it used to be, but I don't even know if that's a thing anymore.
We gotta look that up.
But MLP, I mean, I'm trying to tell you, man, if they ever get like some kind of deal that instead of people have to pay monthly to watch it, because nobody's going to want to keep on paying that every month.
What part of Canada are they out of? Are they out of Calgary?
Toronto?
They're out of Toronto? Okay.
They're out of they're everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
But they've been doing shows in Toronto.
Okay.
Yesterday it was in Toronto. Yeah, they had Serena Deeb on there, Zack Sabre Jr., Jonathan Gresham, QT Marshall, Josh Alexander, Tom Lattimore, Stu Grayson's, Mike Speedball, Gabe Kidd, Michael Aku from Britain. You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard the name. I haven't seen him work.
Look him up.
Okay.
Look him up. Osprey has signed off on him.
Okay.
I think he's the Rev Pro champion too.
Can we touch on what he said real quick about him being better than
in the ring? I'll see no lies.
In the ring, I don't see no lies, but on the mic, it's a couple guys that might edge you out there, Willie.
Yeah, but he's pretty good on the mic too.
He is good on the mic, but he's saying he's better than everybody over there on the mic. I don't know.
Hey man, if you have that, you know what I see that as? People say that just like with the Sanders kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's just confidence, and he's confident in himself.
It is. He's always been confident though in himself. Like that. That's the big reason why I love Will Ospreay. He's open about everything that he goes through. Super confident.
I don't believe
he says in the ring.
On the mic, no, probably not on everybody over there. And but
almost.
I want to get into this John Cena thing at the end because it's not hitting with me right now.
No.
I'm a John Cena fan, man.
Yes.
But let's talk about the GOAT. Let's get into the GOAT then.
Let's get it.
I don't think he's my GOAT anymore.
Explain. Because this is interesting. This is the first time I'm hearing you say this. I'm as much of a Cena guy as you are. I'm really interested in this explanation.
I want explanation. Well, there's a guy. It's currently wrestling right now. He actually wrestled last night. Has been there doing it longer than him.
Full time, never left, and has almost as many championships as him. And I'm pretty sure he's a Triple Crown. No, he's a Grand Slam. He is a Grand Slam champion. He was U.S. champion?
Yeah. They showed it last night.
They did in the graphic before when he was yes. And for those of you who don't know,
and Money in the Bank and Royal Rumble,
the one and only Randall Keith Orton.
I think he might. Man, if it's not,
he's in the conversation.
He should be in the conversation. Yeah,
he's in the. I feel like he's in the conversation.
Just like I told you last night, I wouldn't have been mad if he won, but we knew it wasn't going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, he was he's the 10th Grand Slam champion.
Mm-hmm.
He was the 10th. 14-time World Heavyweight Champion. Right? Yep. One time Intercontinental, one time United States. 1, 3, 4-time Tag Team Champion. Two-time Royal Rumble.
You're right. He won in what?
09, 2017.
And 2017.
And is the 2013 Money in the Bank winner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Consistent. I mean,
John Cena's not a Grand Slam champion.
No, he's got one title missing.
Yep.
He's got one title missing.
I don't know if he'll ever get it.
Him and Sheamus both have the same title missing.
I want Sheamus to get it so bad, man.
I would love for sure. I wouldn't mind if Sheamus took it off a dime. Not like no time soon though, because I'm really starting to kind of
this Americano thing is.
Oh God, that pissed me off last night.
Well, word on the street is that before we get back to this GOAT conversation, and I want to hear who you think it is. Who would be your GOAT if it not named Cena. And you gotta have facts to back it up, not just because you like the person.
Me not have facts? Come on, man.
No, I'm saying because if not, you would say Andre the Giant.
No, he's my favorite. He's not the GOAT.
I know that's what I'm saying.
GOAT being the favorite, like for basketball, Jordan's the GOAT. Vince Carter's my favorite.
Okay, all right.
But I would never say Andre was the GOAT.
Let me hear what you got to say.
Not named Cena, like Orton is definitely up there. You can't exclude Triple H. Obviously,
You're right.
you can't exclude Flair. You got to put Taker up there at some point.
Mine is the WWE.
That's what
Flair.
Flair. You're right. You're right. Okay, so you got to put you got to put Orton in the conversation. Triple H, Undertaker, and this is totality. Like what they did for the business, the impact they had on the business. As far as like gimmicks goes, like the GOAT gimmick is the Undertaker. I will argue this with anybody. The GOAT gimmick.
That ain't even my favorite. That wasn't even my favorite gimmick of him.
No. But the GOAT
mine is
gimmick,
American. Yeah.
I mean, no, just him, just the Undertaker character, any version of the of Undertaker, because he wrestled under a different name in different promotions. Even when he was repackaged, he was still the Undertaker was still, you know what I'm saying? It was just different versions of the same gimmick. But
so Terra Rising's up there.
No, Triple H is up there. Terra Rising's not up there because Terra Rising didn't work in WWE. Neither did Jean Paul Levesque.
Yeah.
Tag team partner of Lord Steven Regal. But yeah, man, like you got to put Triple H up there.
He was the second Grand Slam champion too.
Yeah, and it's.
But his was European championship.
Right. Is being a Grand Slam champion like a must-have qualification for being the GOAT?
No, because John Cena's not a Grand Slam champion.
Okay, so then if that's the case,
no, I'm just saying that's one of his accolades. That's what I was saying.
Right. But so Triple H, Orton, Taker, these are all guys that are in the conversation.
Stone Cold,
Roman, Stone Cold. I can't put The Rock there. I can't.
He didn't do it long enough.
No, and I can't put him there because there were so many people that during his time that were better than him in ring. He got over because he was good on the mic. But even that got stale eventually. Like Hollywood Rock, I was not a fan of Hollywood Rock at all. The music, yes, but the Hollywood Rock, the version of Rock 2003, I wasn't really feeling it. So, like those are guys that are in the conversation. But if I had to pick one, not named John Cena, I'm going with Randy Orton.
Okay,
Randy Orton, like we said, Randy Orton is like our Kobe.
Okay,
like our Kobe. We grew up with the dude.
Yeah, and he's still going.
Still going. Strong, too, at 290.
Man, I would like to see him get a few more title reigns with John Cena.
Just one. I just need him to pass Triple H. That's it. He's not going to pass Cena. I just need him to pass Triple H. That's all. Just one more would be good for me.
Didn't AEW put a thing that Ric Flair was a 21-time champion or something like that?
I think so. They did something ridiculous like that.
But I think some of those titles that WWE doesn't recognize.
How can you not, though? Like, especially at this day and age when you're allowed to talk about everything else.
Yeah, but I know. But
you've been. And then some of those were kind of like overturned and like, do they really count? And 16, man. I'm stopping at 16. I'm stopping at the recognized championships because he could have won a championship in somebody's backyard wrestling promotion for all we know. Who knows?
But if Roman had stopped wrestling today, he wouldn't be the GOAT.
No, you don't think so?
No. I know you love him, man. I'm sorry. He needs a few more, man. John Cena did he held a company down for 10 straight years, man.
Yeah, but Roman was champion for 4 years straight.
Who else was worthy to be champion then? Not a damn soul.
Seth.
That's why they created that title for him.
The new World Heavyweight title?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like Seth could have. I think Randy wasn't hurt the whole 4 years. You could have gave him another run.
Look, I'm not going to put it that it was great champion, great longevity. I'm talking about overall.
Overall, okay, I feel you, but
that's kind
of hard to like.
But I think at this, if he stays and he wins a couple more titles at the end of the day, yes.
See, but here's my thing with Roman though. He doesn't need to be the champion.
No,
like he's gonna need to be the champion.
He needs. I think he should. At the end of the day, I think Randy should dethrone John Cena.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say like the match from last night. I think they went too soon. They pulled the trigger on that too soon. They should have saved Orton for December because John Cena legend, Randy Orton legend killer. Let him.
You know what I think? What's going to happen? It's gonna be Cody to dethrone him. Watch.
Oh, God, man.
I know you don't, but I just have a feeling, man.
I understand because that's who he took it from, and it'll be the whole, full circle, and
the whole full circle is if Roman dethrones him.
Cena,
you suffering shock attacks. Come on, buddy, with your promo.
I mean, I think full circle moment for John's career would have been Randy dethroning him because I was his biggest rival. And again, I really feel like they pulled the trigger on last night's match a little too soon. They should have let Randy retire John Cena.
Okay.
That was my prediction when he announced his retirement. Like, okay, yeah, cool. Cena's retiring in December. Let his last opponent be Randy Orton. But I mean, it might be Cody. I hope it's not. I just hope it's not.
I'm just telling you, dog. I'm just telling you.
Because his run was so underwhelming. Like, it's not that. Okay, let me just put this out there so everybody's not. Is that a Sami Callihan shirt you're wearing?
Mm-hmm.
My guy. Like, I don't have a problem. I have a problem with world champion Cody. I don't have a problem with Cody, the professional wrestler. Like, he works really well. He's revamped himself. he did everything he had to do to become the star that he is. He was just a boring champion, and I knew he was going to be a boring champion when they were talking about putting the title on him because of how they were going to have him be, like the super duper baby face, how they did Cena and how they did the red and yellow man and how they tried to do Bret Hart. If Bret Hart had more personality, it would have been the same way. You get one guy every so often that they just force on you, and they forced Cody on us. And then when they made him champion, it was like, oh God. And it wasn't going to be no transitional run. That was one of the hardest years ever.
Yeah. But I'm looking at Wikipedia real quick for Ric Flair. It trickled my mind. I know anybody can put Wikipedia, right? It said 8-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
2-time WC International World Heavyweight Champion.
That was when remember when he left and he took
that's
the belt
10.
with him?
So that's 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
9-time
NWA.
That's 19, and 2-time WWE.
That is 21.
But
they don't recognize. I don't think they recognize the international championship. So if they don't recognize the international championship, then he's at 19.
There's got to be 3 more they don't recognize for some reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ric Flair's I guess some of his titles wasn't gonna be recognized. Maybe they were like untelevised or something, maybe. They used to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Back in the day, or they'll lose it and they'll win it the next day, or they'll win it later that night or something when they're doing 2 shows a day. Or WWE done that before too at house shows. Yeah. And you never know the person really lost the belt before the internet. Okay. So I think we could talk about Randy. Mr. St. Louis himself could be in the conversation for the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to. It's hard to exclude him from that conversation because of everything he's done in his career, man. Like 20 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Grand Slam champ, impact that he's had. Like, non-wrestling fans know what the RKO is. And Randy got a good selection of rap music on his iTunes. I'm positive. So.
Oh, he does.
Yes.
No. He's. I think he showed somebody.
Sheamus. He was talking to Sheamus about it when they was working out, and he said who he listens to. He likes like Glorilla and Sexy Red and people like that.
Female rappers too.
Yeah. So Randy's definitely cookout eligible and in the GOAT conversation as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I say it all the time. I ain't never met a white dude named Keith. So,
wonder what happened before we leave. I'm really starting to wonder what happened to Sabu.
Yeah, like exactly what it was. It could have been anything, man. Could have been anything. I'm sure we'll hear something in the coming weeks or days, or that one kind of caught me off guard.
If it did something, he went out on his own accord, man. He wanted to do a wrestling less than a month, a few weeks ago before he passed away. He did it right before he passed away, man.
Yeah, and he was still taking dives on barbed wire. I didn't realize he was 60.
He was moving. Yeah, you could tell he was 60.
I just didn't realize. I thought he was. Honestly, I thought he was older.
So did
He
I.
just looked older, you know. But
All right, rest of the soul, man.
rest in peace, Sabu.
Let's get into this backlash last night, guys. I just want to tell you it's kind of mid to start with.
I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree.
When I saw the card, I expected it.
Yeah, but it's happened before. Like we've seen cards and we thought, oh, this ain't gonna be that good, and then they end up having a fire show. I was actually surprised that they opened with the Fatal 4-Way. I was really surprised that they opened. That was the U.S. title match. That
was it the best
show.
match?
No, it was the best.
You know the worst match for me?
Gunther and Pat McAfee.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, what can you expect from a football player in ring? You know, like
he's had better matches when him and Michael,
him and Adam Cole.
Yeah, him and your cousin, right?
Yeah, yes, and he was in a War Games match.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, he can go, man.
He can, but you're
that
right.
Dude bought a ring. He said, "You ever hear that story with him?"
Yeah, he got drunk and bought a ring, and didn't know he could buy a ring and bought a ring, and he was like, everything I've done in life was did you see his episode of Stephanie's Places? That's
why he retired from football.
Yeah, so he could wrestle.
Yeah,
because he retired at 29.
Yeah,
as a punter, that's young to retire as a punter. But
I know
Pat was the type of punter. He wanted to get in there. He wanted to try to lay somebody out. He wasn't just a punter. He was a for real football player who could just punt really good. But I did hear the story about how he was drinking one night and didn't know he could buy a ring and bought a ring and set it up in his barn.
Still there?
He got a barn, yeah, still there, and just trained and trained and trained. Like, I mean, I love Pat McAfee. I really do. I knew he was going to lose last night.
Of course.
What I didn't expect was what happened after the match, and I really feel like this is the beginning of
Gunther face turn.
Not even so much a face turn.
Is it going to be like I talked about with Fatu? Is it going to be a borderline thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Like face, not baby face. Yes,
more of an edgy face. Yeah,
but I really feel like this is going to be like. Had he lost, I feel like it would have been they would have played on his downfall, because Pat was talking about how you got comfortable, you lost to Sami Zayn, you got comfortable, you lost to Jey Uso, and had Pat won, I really feel like that should have been, I was there's a gentleman who works at the kids' school who's a big wrestling fan, and like when I pick the kids up, me and him will chat for a little bit, and he was saying basically the same thing that I'm alluding to, how this should have been like a downfall, and then he feeling sorry for himself, and just turns back into Walter and comes back strong and just wipes everybody out because he's been champion for 80% of the time he's been in WWE. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't really know what direction they're going in with him right now. Like, he's one of those guys, and this is really gonna sound weird to say, like, he's one of those guys that you don't know what to do with him if he's not a champion, because he's been a champion so much and so long since he's come over NXT UK and in the main roster. Like, what do you do with him without a title? He's not in the faction anymore. Your boy Vinci ain't there no more, and Kaiser's trying to duck Charlotte. He too busy trying to duck Charlotte. So, like, where do you go with Gunther from here?
Vinci's nowhere to be found anymore.
No. You know what I would love to see? If Gunther does turn face, give me Gunther Rusev. Give me Gunther Rusev. If you put him in there with Otis, give me Gunther Rusev. Or you can give me Gunther Aleister Black, or I'll wait for Gunther Jeff Cobb.
Yeah.
Something. But yeah, that definitely was the worst match of the night last night. I do love Michael Cole's involvement though. Like, he was really trying to
the leg hold.
Yeah, he was really trying to help Pat get that win, man. Like, Michael Cole has grown on me.
Maybe I was thinking that we're gonna Wade Barrett might have kind of got involved, and maybe Wade came back from one more match. The European dudes go against each other, two big guys. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, but if he does, I think it should be against Drew McIntyre.
Well, what's his name is coming back against FTR.
Who?
Nigel McGuinness again.
Oh,
he can still move, man.
He can, but I'd never liked Nigel McGuinness. I didn't like him in Ring of Honor. I don't like him as a commentator. I mean, he's not terrible. He's just not my cup of tea. No pun intended, because he's English. But he's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
So who? Yeah. So last night we kicked it off. Jacob Fat 2.
Fat 2.
Retains, and we had a
debut
of Jeff Cobb, 42 years old. If they said they got rid of Dakota Kai because of her age,
but they bring in Jeff Cobb.
Somebody's 40. Yeah. Whatever. What's up with I thought what's his name? What might have showed up? Tall guy, other brother.
Aquilio?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him. He's still at the PC. I don't know what's going on, man. Like maybe he's not living up to the standards. He's too experienced to have been put on LFG. Hopefully they don't send him down to Evolve with Nikita Lyons.
Why is she down? Why is she down there?
Have a job? Why does she still have a job? You fire Dakota Kai, you fire Braun Strowman, but Omos and Nikita Lyons still got jobs.
Well, we could tell with Jacob Fatu, the tension is rising between him and Solo.
I think we're gonna get him and Solo at SummerSlam.
Yep, and I think we're gonna get a mask versus mask match at SummerSlam too.
Penta versus El Grande Americano.
You mean Chad Gable? Yeah,
him too. Triple threat.
Yeah. The Speed Champion.
Yeah, everybody's favorite title.
Why don't they show that title off on the main card? Like, why don't they let him wear it?
Why? Because it's exclusive to Twitter. That's why.
I know it's exclusive to Twitter. So is NXT title is exclusive to NXT. I mean, they're all exclusive to something.
Yeah. Did you see those new Evolve belts when they put those? Are trash.
Yeah, I didn't like
horrible.
Them.
Me neither.
But
yeah, I'm excited about Jeff Cobb though. Yeah. I really am. I really thought that he was taller than what he was.
Oh no, that guy was short.
Yo, man, dude is like Otis's height. Like Otis is like 5'10", because Solo and Jacob are both like 6'2", and Jeff Cobb looks like a linebacker standing next to a defensive end. But I mean, it's gonna be interesting, man. Like he's a good piece to kind of throw in there. Solo was running out of soldiers. I don't know what's going on with Tama Tonga right now. Tonga Loa is still recovering from the torn tricep. I hope the GOAT can come back really soon.
But Jeff Cobb, that's it. That is his real name.
Yeah. Yes. Real
Jeffrey.
Name, no gimmicks. Jeffrey Cobb. Real name, no gimmicks.
He's from Hawaii, but his family's from Guam.
Okay, I thought he was Filipino.
No, his family's from Guam. I mean, if you go to Hawaii, man, you have some people who's like part Filipino, part Japanese, part Guam. They're all. Mm-hmm. So he did a flag bearer. He did a flag bearer before because he was an amateur wrestler in 2004. He was in the Olympics. Okay,
Greece. Cool. I didn't know that.
Representing Guam.
That's what's up. I did not know that.
Because Guam's the territory of the United States.
Yes.
Unlike
I caught him, vaguely in Japan. I don't remember if my first match I saw with him was against Michael Elgin or not, but I think I did see a Kyle Michael Elgin match somewhere before.
He's been wrestling. He's wrestled on AEW.
He wrestled on Lucha Underground.
He wrestled. He wrestled Moxley in 2020 before COVID on an episode of Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on Forbidden Doors.
Yeah, he's teamed with Jericho and the fake Big Bill.
He lost to Kenny Jerome Omega.
Kenneth Jerome. I'm never calling him nothing else. Thank you, Woods. Kenneth Jerome Omega.
For the United States IWGP United States title back in 2023 on Dynamite. Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting, man. Like he's got a good resume. He has some wins over some notable names. He was with MLW for a little bit. He was never open weight champion, never open, whatever. You know which one I'm talking about. He was
he was the IWGP Tag Team Champion 3 times.
TV
never open weight champion.
Never open weight.
And World TV. He was the tag team. Yeah,
he was Ring of Honor TV champ too, wasn't he?
Yep, one time.
Man, hell of a resume. So I mean, like I get it, but if you're gonna release a woman because of her age, and you come back and you sign a dude that's 42 years old, like, and at the same time, LA Knight ain't no spring chicken either, so he ain't really been around in WWE that long.
And he's 0-2 in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
And the other two guys beat him 10-0.
Wow. Ouch.
I mean, he made it.
Yeah, he made it. That's hard enough. But I mean, I'm excited about Jeff Cobb, new face in the E, recognizable face, somebody that people know. They put him in the right situation with the right people. Eventually, we're gonna get a Jeff Cobb Jacob match. That one's gonna be pretty good. I'm pretty sure they've worked together before. But I really feel like we're gonna get Solo and Jacob at SummerSlam. For the title, maybe not for the title. It don't really matter. We can do tribal combat. I don't really care. I'm on my Batista. Give me what I want.
Yeah, so I just don't like how these guys come in. Can we break him off, man? Do we have to every guy that kind of looks Samoan? Does he have to come and be with the part of this? Does he? Do they?
No.
I think the only one that never done it was Samoa Joe.
Because yeah, and I think CVV asked him if he's the only Samoan that's not related to other Samoan wrestlers.
Didn't he say he might be related to him down the line or something?
Yeah, somewhere down the line, way in the back.
But yeah,
super excited about Jeff Cobb though.
Yeah, me too. He could go, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not too many people really knew who he was when he showed up. I don't think.
No, but I knew exactly who he was. You saw my post. I don't never post in all caps.
I know.
Ooh wee. I was super excited. Excited.
Then we end up having the women's IC. I'm glad Lyra won. Then Becky. What happened afterwards?
She basically just beat her up.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The pin didn't look like it because Lyra she had her in the pinning combination, but she was holding her eye. So I don't know if that didn't go the way it was supposed to go. I feel like maybe we might get Becky pointing the finger at Jessica Carr for some stuff, and that might set up Jessica Carr kind of taking the stripes off and getting in there and competing because she's a worker as well. I don't know where she had a match at recently. I don't know if it was Bloodsport or no, it wasn't Bloodsport. She did an indie show somewhere. I think it was over WrestleMania weekend. But I mean, you can go a bunch of places with this. I'm just glad that they didn't go to the place where we didn't want them to go and put this strap on Becky. Thank you, Becky, for putting Lyra over because you don't really need another title right now. She complained about being called Rebecca Hogan, but when you really look at it,
I know
that's exactly how she's being booked. Like that's really exactly what it looks like. So I don't know. Maybe she doesn't like it because of the type of person he is, and at least we didn't call her Becky Balea. That might be the new name.
Yeah,
that might be the new name. But I'm glad that Lyra won. I'm glad that Lyra won because I can't take another Rebecca Lopez title run right now. She just needs to elevate the younger ladies and put some people over. Bailey's been doing it, so Charlotte needs to do it. The BMW got out of there before they made her do it, and now she ain't putting nobody over. Trash ass. But I am glad that Lyra got the win last night.
Yeah, and also we had Dom retain with. We already touched on it with Penta.
Dom's growing on me. Dom's growing on me.
He had a big pop at WrestleMania, but it's starting to fizzle off a little bit already.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's growing on me, man. Like I think the longer this IC title run goes on, I think he's gonna grow on me a little more. His gear, though, I really love it was I think he said Psychosis. It's his Godfather.
Yeah.
And it was a tribute to him last night. I really love when guys do that, man. Or any guys, girls, when anybody does it, when their gear kind of represents or pays homage to somebody from the past. I had no idea the Psychosis was his Godfather. But that was pretty dope of Dom to kind of shout him out via the ring gear last night. When is Finn leaving the Judgment Day? And like, because it's coming.
He might be. Think him and he's gonna be the one to take the belt. He might take the belt off of him.
I wouldn't mind that either.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that as long as it ain't Carlito.
Because he's been taking the losses, the L's. Finn. Yeah, I don't know. Soon, I think.
Yeah, it's coming. He was backstage talking to somebody last week. I don't know who it was, but yeah, it's on the way.
We had the main event. The last person I saw think to see it during that main event was R-Truth running out there.
a lot of people are saying, if you're gonna have a rapper interfere, I'm glad it was R-Truth. Yeah, because I was fully expecting Travis Scott last night.
No, I wasn't, because he was in Spain for a concert.
Okay, great. Stay there.
I knew that beforehand.
I had no idea because I don't really follow Travis Scott like that. I don't listen to his music.
I saw it on the internet.
I'm not a fan of his Nikes.
Then I saw on Facebook that he was at a soccer match there today. So
stop calling yourself Cactus Jack. There's only one of those. You know, they named some Cactus Jack Nikes. No, he ain't Cactus Jack. Stop calling Travis Scott Cactus Jack.
Well, this match was better than the WrestleMania World Title match.
Mm-hmm. Because Randy's a better worker than Cody. Yeah.
That had to do with Travis Scott showing up.
Well, yeah, that too. But if you're gonna have a rapper interfere, let it be R-Truth.
Then why is he gonna put my man through the table, man?
He called him Ron before he did it. Like, come on, man. We shooting now?
He said, Ron, this is what you went too far. If you say it, he goes, I just table.
That wasn't even an AA. That was an FU last night. That was
so they're gonna, I guess they're gonna have a match. That's word on the street.
I hope so. I don't know if R-Truth is gonna be able to get through it because childhood hero. But like the saying, never meet your heroes.
Yep.
Never meet your heroes.
I knew something was up. Like every week they've been showing R-Truth backstage with Randy and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't expect him to go out in the middle of the match.
Right, and save Cena from getting punted.
Oh my goodness. How many RKOs did he delete?
After the match?
No, that was during the match.
I'm talking about after the match. Aldis, Jamie Noble.
No, that was during the match.
Was it during? I thought it was after.
I think it was during, yeah.
Listen, it was Aldis again. That's
I know
50,000 right there. Jamie Noble, Daivari. Did Kenny Dykstra catch another one last night?
All of them caught it.
Yo, I'm shocked that Kenny Dykstra is actually a producer now. He was like super young when he was competing. He's still like young enough to, but I don't know if he had like any serious injuries or nothing like that. But I'm glad to see Kenny back in the fold. I really liked Kenny Dykstra when he was with the Spear Squad. His solo run wasn't really what it was supposed to be. The promise and the potential didn't really live up to it, but I'm super glad to see Kenny back there, working with the E. But yeah, man, it was definitely an RKO fest last night. Like Oprah giving out cars. You get an RKO. You get an RKO. You get an RKO. I know Randy.
I didn't know
the match
I didn't know Sabu's. I never looked. His name was Terry.
Yeah, Terry Brunk, not to be confused with Terry Funk.
Okay, yeah, but yeah. So I don't know. It was pretty. I think that match was good. The Fatal 4-Way match was pretty good. Everything else in between.
Dom and Penta was good until the interference.
I don't like how they ended.
No. But I mean, it was decent until the interference. I didn't realize that Backlash was such a short card last night too. But that's kind of the norm now. Like the big four, they're doing longer cards, and now SummerSlam is going to be 2 nights, and the Rumble's going to be 2 nights coming soon. And did you hear that they're doing away with War Games? There will be no War Games Survivor Series 2025.
So that's in San Diego, California, at Petco Park.
How long is that drive?
Like 2 hours and 45 minutes without traffic. But if I'm not paying $250 in nosebleeds to go to Money in the Bank,
man, they tripping. Money in the Bank is at Intuit.
Yeah,
they tripping. They bugging. They are. Oh no,
Worlds Collide expensive too.
Well, because it's the same day.
Yeah, but you're gonna have NXT. It's an NXT show, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be NXT and AAA.
I'm excited about that though. That's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. But use some main roster guys, man.
For Worlds Collide?
No, I'm just saying for these other promotions.
Oh yeah.
You teach it to me. I'm glad they're doing stuff with TNA. I'm glad they're doing stuff with AAA, but they're treating them like a secondary. Like and anybody really gets called up from those comes over. Jordan Grace has been on 2 Royal Rumbles, and she has to go to NXT.
Right, yeah, she should have been on the main roster. I think she's gonna. When is Battleground? The Battleground's in like 2 weeks. No, it's next week. No, it is in 2 weeks because today's the 11th. Next week, 25th.
So,
yeah,
check this out.
Well, next week, 18th.
TNA has a show on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
WWE has a show on the 25th, and Double Nothing's on the 25th. So WWE's been trying to schedule stuff around AEW. So AEW's trying to do it at the last minute now, so WWE won't know.
Right. And it's just making it super. You're pulling your fan base, like wrestling, professional wrestling as a whole. It's like a custody battle right now.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we're over here. Watch this. Hey, we're over here. And it's like you want to see everything. And like, I like watching my stuff live if I can help it. I like watching my stuff live. It's gonna be.
I don't know why
TNA
TNA would do that show. They just came out with that, doing that border show, whatever, in Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah.
The one I posted.
Yep.
Why would you do a show? You know that WWE's got a show that day, and AEW has a show.
Probably availability for the venue. Who knows?
I don't know, but you know, I'm saying I don't even know if it's like about there's like tickets, and I'm not even seeing it like advertised on. They put an article out, but I haven't seen anything like in their event folder for it.
Right.
I know they will be on doing a TV taping on the 24th, the day before, in Ontario, in Greater Toronto area, in Brampton. So, but I haven't seen anything else except for that news article come out saying that they're going to be having this show. I ain't seen like what they get tickets or nothing.
Yeah, it's
going to be like
in 3 different directions, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like something about Canada versus United States. Yeah, border brawl.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen no tickets or anything for it.
Who knows?
U.S. and Canadian trade war goes full contact. Presents a TNA produced wrestling event in the border brawl, where diplomacy ends and body slams begin.
And that's it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
The date and no matches announced. I guess we gotta stay tuned. See who they're gonna have on the show.
Oh, Brutus the Beef Barber Beefcake's gonna be there. The Mountie, Rampage Jackson, Kelly.
See,
and you have to watch it on Zonify, whatever that is. Zonify is a free ad-supported streaming platform.
Brutus Beefcake and the Mountie.
Yeah.
And Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
What are we like? 22?
Yeah, but besides that, guys, we do thank you for joining us this week. Please come back each and every week. We will have a new episode. You can support us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and Twitch. And if you would like to, you can go to Pro Wrestling Tees, look up the filler segment, and look at our merch. So next time, guys, peace.